Let's welcome in Alan May, covering the Washington Capitals. And I got to think, Albie, kind of an interesting time to be covering the Washington Capitals. Like, this thing's going to be a marathon from here on end for you for very obvious OV reasons.
Yeah, you're 100% right on that, but it's been awesome. It's been incredible. It's been pretty emotional watching him, attain and match and beat and surpass all these different milestones. And the quality of play that he's still displaying is absolutely phenomenal. 37 years old, 18 seasons into it, and he's still putting up numbers. He's not a liability. He doesn't skate like he used to, but he shoots better than ever, and he's figured the game out. He's scoring a lot more ugly goals right now, and, just doing what needs to be done to help his team get back on the hunt.
Alan, we have a lot of guests on over the course of the week, and this has been the hot button topic. So everyone kind of hypothesizes when they think Ovi is going to pass Gretzky. Many people talking about if he can get to 1,000 goals and how that would look. How do you think his game will age as Ovi gets older? I understand he's older now, but how do you think it's going to age as he continues to, he's not going to get faster? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm not going to ever say a bad word about him. He's defied so many people. And I remember the summer before Barry Trotz came as the coach of the Washington Capitals. We had a new general manager, and we had about 16 people apply to be the general manager, get interviewed, and all of these people were bad-mouthing Ovechkin in the meetings and, trading him and get rid of him. He's no good. His best hockey's behind him. And look what he's done. He's won a Stanley Cup. I feel like he scored more goals in the last half of his career than in the first half. I don't know if that's right. I'll get my stats guy to figure that one out. But he's just been incredible. The passion for the game. Jonathan Toews said it the other day prior to the game. He goes, I really don't know Ovi. I've only hung with him casually a couple times at different events. He goes, but what I really like is how much he is like a little kid that loves the game, and his teammates love him. He plays to win. He has fun. He still plays hard. And I go, this guy, he just defies. So I think it'll be not next season, but the season after that. And I don't think it'll take long because as he gets closer, he seems like he warms up and gets hotter and hotter. It's something else to witness right now. And the other night, once he got that first goal in Chicago, all of a sudden there was a different pace and tempo and energy to that game. I feel in the next couple nights we're going to have Gretzky history Gordie Howe history. And then after that, we're looking at 2 seasons from now when he takes a record. And I still think he's going to look the exact same as he does right now.
In our era, Mayday, I kind of think about top goal scorers like Yari Curry or Brett Hall, and I try to envision them doing that without Wayne Gretzky or Adam Oates. And here we are, and Ovi's amongst the top goal scorers yet again in the league, and he's lost Backstrom. And if you would have told me at the beginning of the year that he'd be within half a dozen of the top goal scorers this season, and Kuznetsov would only have 4 goals in 31 games, I would have said you're absolutely nuts. So how's he doing it?
Well, he's evolved with the game, and as his body's evolved, he hasn't missed hardly any games. It's something ridiculous. I don't know if it's 14 games. I might be totally wrong, but he's had a few suspensions in there, all-star game related, and that shows you how ridiculous that suspension is. And he just finds ways, and everyone thinks it's that power play shot, but everyone cheats on the power play so much towards him that everyone else is scoring on the Caps power play the last 2-3 weeks. I think it's just figuring out grittier goals. Like the other night in Chicago, there were 3 junky goals, and they were all within striking distance of the net, within a stick length or even closer of the crease. And so the other night was 3 ugly goals, or some nights where he just rips one under the crossbar from the right wing. He's basically still doing it every way. He's not using his legs as much. He lumbers rather than flies now. But there's a lot of scar tissue in that body. No one's ever thrown more hits in the history of the National Hockey League since they've started tabulating hits. So it's just a matter of figuring out the game, being more economical now. And I said this the other night on air in Chicago. He went into Brett Hull stealth mode, and Brett his knee was hanging on by a thread his last little while that he played in the National Hockey League, and Ovi's healthy that way, but Brett got a lot smarter at that point, because I remember times when you and I played against Brett, Nick, where people used to say he wasn't fast, but how did he win the race to every puck, or how could no one ever catch him on a breakaway? So he definitely had the speed. Ovi used to have that. Haven't seen too many Ovi breakaways lately, but so I would say it's more about figuring the game out, playing a more economical, more intelligent style game within the team's game plan.